What up, YouTube? It's your boy Double M, and I'm coming back at you with another sketching rant. Now, you're asking yourself, what is a sketching rant? Now, it's simple. Two things are happening in the sketching rant. I sketch, draw, illustrate, paint, whatever, as I rant or talk about a specific topic or something that I just feel like I want to talk about. It's those type of videos that you just listen to what I'm saying as you enjoy what's happening in the back, as you sort of look at what's being illustrated, being drawn in the back. Think of it as a scripted speed paint. I don't want to say podcast, but I'm not at that podcast level yet. I'm not at that level where people would tune in into. I'm just starting out, just testing the water, see if this is something successful. Although I do want to keep this in the future for a very long time, I'm not at that quote unquote podcast level. Just think of it as a scripted speed paint. And yeah, in the future I will be doing more speed paints where I actually do paint and don't do the illustration part. I know the last speed paint is more of an illustration part, but in the future I'll have more speed paints. Anyway, today's sketching rant is more on jobs, careers, occupations one would have. If you know what you want to become, if you don't know what you want to become, if you're not certain between 2, 3, or 5 ideas, 5 careers that you want to have, it's this basically what the sketch rant is going to be on. And the perspective I'm trying to speak on this topic is not a perspective where I'm instructing someone what to do, because I think I had enough of that perspective in the tutorials. Let me have something different in these sketches. To be honest, I don't even have that much of a script. I just have outlines on what to say, because I'm mainly going to be talking about my experience in choosing whatever career or whatever I wanted to be in the future. Maybe you have some relations. I hope you guys can enjoy the video. There are 2 things that you can do. You can either just listen, or you can both watch and listen to the video. If you're not really interested in what's happening in the background, you can just have this video playing next to you as you do something, as you're listening to what I'm saying in the sketch rant. Or you can actually listen and focus and visually focus on what's happening in the background, because I'm back at it again with those paintings again from the first sketch and rant, something that I decided that I want to do more of. You can check the first sketch and rant to get the gist of what I was trying to do, to get the gist of what I'm actually trying to do right now. But let's focus on this sketch and rant and then move to the next one, and then possibly even move to the second one. Okay, so now that we have our painting and we have our topic, let's continue. Let's get to the sketch and rant. Jobs, careers, occupations. This is something that you're going to be doing for the rest of your life. Unless some of you want to be doing multiple things. I don't know who those people are. Anyway, this is something that you're going to be doing for the rest of your life, so there sort of is some importance to thinking about it, because you don't want to find something and then a few years down the line you actually regret it, like really regret it. At first I didn't know what I wanted to become, and I was lucky to be one of those that actually knew what they wanted to become at first. But as time passed, more and more opportunities came my way, more and more job opportunities, more and more career options came my way. Now I'm not gonna tell you what it is. That's not the subject of the conversation right now. That's not the subject of the sketching right now. I know some of you know. I know some of you that are watching will know, but that's not the subject of the sketch and rant right now. Let's focus on the subject of the sketch and rant. The careers, the jobs, these occupations, not what is Double M's future occupation, future career. Let's not focus on that. Anyway, what I was saying is I was lucky to be in those group of people that actually knew what they wanted to become at an age of 10 years old. I already knew what I wanted to become. I had an idea of the skills that I had and the jobs that I could have with those skills. Nowadays, you even have people that are 20 something and they still don't know what to do. Yes, they finished school. Yes, they got their certain qualifications and they can go into the job, a nice stable job that brings in the money, able to survive and all. But who says that's something that they... I mean, yeah, you finish school, get the qualifications. Some people will be happy with the job that they get into, because a job is a job. You get the money, you're able to survive. But there are some people, I like to think, but I know that there are some people that will get the job, will get the money, but will still be having that lingering thought at the back of their head. Is this really the way I want to be spending the rest of my life? I will say this, when I was younger, I knew the job or the small number of jobs that I wanted to get into now. But as I grew older, more and more job opportunities presented themselves, more options presented themselves, as I said before, and I was like, yo, why was I limiting myself to this when I could have done this and that and that? But with each option comes there are pros and cons, which was why I was in that thinking phase, which was why I was in the contemplating phase, which I was like, if I do this, I miss out on that. If I do this, I don't get enough of that. If I do this, I'll regret not doing that. The questioning type of phase. So yeah, there are those type of people, even now, even at the age of 20 something, that they have no idea of what they're trying to do. Trying to make sure they don't regret the choice that they make, the career choice that they get into. Because you could get into one, yeah, you comfortably making money, you surviving and all that. I mean, some people are going to be happy with that, but majority of the people that I know, you can make all the money that you want. All the money that you want. But if you're not happy with your job, you are not happy with your job. There's a character that heavily relates to this. Chandler Bing from Friends. You should watch the series. Then there's one thing I thought to myself. Why not try? Why not actually try these different jobs? Try these different careers that you have in mind, and see which one that you most vibe with. See which one that you will really love the most, and which one really helps you survive. Not that money is a necessity. I mean, yeah, money, you sort of need a certain amount of it to survive, yeah, but you're trying to make sure that you enjoy what you're trying to do. Otherwise, you're not really going to put that much effort into what you're doing if you don't really enjoy what you're doing. And yes, that can be difficult for some people to do, to go into multiple careers, multiple jobs, and see which one you most vibe with. But one thing that I understood is that it is difficult. It can be difficult, yes, but it still is possible. At the end of the day, it's up to you to go to these things and find out which one best vibes with you. Which one are you able to survive with and be happy with, you know what I'm saying? I got this idea from an anime that I really enjoyed watching, Golden Boy, 6-episode anime, so it should be an easy enough anime to binge. But you do want to be careful where you watch it and how you watch it, because it has a slight bit of nudity. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, yes, there was the option of going through these multiple careers, having a time span in one, having a time span in another, and sort of seeing which one I most vibe with and stick with the one that I most vibe with. But I thought to myself, that's something I should do if I really don't know what that career holds, Now, I didn't think I needed to do this, because I think for you to do that, you don't really know that much about the job. You are going to find out about the job and see if it aligns with your interests, You're more on the I don't know phase. But I did a little research on the jobs, the careers that I had in mind, so I knew the general gist. I knew what went down. I knew what I was looking for and what I wasn't looking for. So after doing a little research, I then just boiled it down to a small number, or just 2-3 careers that I had in mind. Right now, currently, career-wise, what I want to be in the future, what I want to be in the near future, everything is sorted out. Everything is sorted out. Everything is planned, and everything is acting according to that plan, so there's nothing to worry about. But I want to say a few months or a year ago, I was in that phase where you ask yourself, like, where you're sort of deciding between two jobs. Let's say, for example, you have one job, right? One job on the left here, it's safe. You are able to make money, you're able to survive, you're even able to make more than enough money and able to sort of a little thrive more than survive, you know what I'm saying? But it's a job that you would not be 100% happy with. Matter of fact, you would be under 50% happiness achieved in doing that job, Then there's another job. That's your number one job. That's a job that you dreamt of doing ever since you heard of that job, right? But it's a very difficult process to get into that job. Not only is it a difficult process, there are some instances where people are having that job but are actually struggling with that job. They're not able to make as much money to survive. Making the certain amount of money that you would need to survive while having the job that you dreamt about ever since you heard of it is a possibility, but it's a very, very, very difficult process. The probability of getting that job is sometimes very low, or let me say most of the times very low. So you're questioning yourself between the job. Let me go easy, let me slow down a bit, let me just make sure I'm able to survive, let me take this job, get the money, able to survive, not able to struggle, or let me be for once happy with what I'm doing. Let me put energy in what I'm doing so that I can maybe even influence other people down that line, or down that career line, into doing the same. Man, I was torn between these two careers, man. I was really torn. I was like, if I take one, I'm able to survive. I won't struggle financially. I will be able to live comfortably. but then I won't be happy. But with the other one, there's the happiness, but will I survive? There's a low probability of survival in this career if I take it. Even though I'm happy, yeah, but then again, I'd even be asking myself, who says I'm able to make it, you know? Those doubting thoughts that will sit at the back of one's head, you would be asking yourself, will you even make it? Yeah, you like this job, you love this job. This is a difficult process, yes, but who says you will make it, dog? Who says you will make it? Because in the beginning, when I heard of the other career, let's say the first career A is the one that you're able to survive on, make money on, live happily on. And the other career is the one that you are much more happier with. Because after hearing about career B, I was like, I'm all for it. Career B. Let me shoot for career B. But after hearing how low the probability of getting into the career alone, not being into the career, but getting into the career, I was torn between playing it safe or shooting without a safety net, jumping without a safety net. I was torn between the two. Personally, I feel like these things about careers and jobs and what you're doing in the future and with your life, it all depends on what you believe your purpose is on this earth. Whatever you believe in, whatever purpose you think that you are supposed to have on this earth. Now, not everyone will have this drive to have a purpose. Some people will just want the job to get the money to be able to survive and to be able to get the things that they want to get in life. Then there are others that they will think, yes, they have a purpose, but they don't know what purpose that is. It's like they're trying to find that purpose, I feel like those that want to find that purpose in what they're doing are more adamant to wanting to be happy in that job. Not saying that those that don't want to be happy, just want to have the money in the job, don't have a purpose. They could have a purpose, yes, but it doesn't mean that the purpose has to be inside the job that they're doing. They could be even in the hobby that they could be doing. They just want the job to be able to survive and get their money. But I'm talking on the people those that want the job to fulfill that quote unquote purpose. And purpose doesn't mean doing something for something else or doing something feeling that you're the only one to do it. It can even mean doing something to the best of your ability, being the best you could be. It's like that career that you choose could bring out the best you could ever be. It's like the career is meant for you. So I want to say this, if you don't feel like you need a purpose, or if you do have a purpose but it's not really tied to anything career-wise, it's not really tied to something you could have at a career, you could have that purpose on the side, like a hobby or whatever, bringing out the best you could ever be. You could do that and have any job be able to bring in the money with the certain qualifications that you have, bring in the money and be able to live life safely. If you do have the purpose, if you do feel like you have a purpose to fulfill, if you do feel like there is a certain career that could bring out the best in you, but you don't really know that career, with the time of thinking this, I felt like trying out the different careers that you had in mind, or trying out an array of careers. Just going through actually doing each career and seeing which one, quote unquote, fulfills you, brings in that purpose that you feel like you have, you could find that job that you're looking for with that purpose. In the beginning, at the time of thinking this, I didn't really want to do this because I didn't think I had all the time in the world to do this, all the time in the world to go through these different careers and find out which one is mine. Because by the time I'd find out which one is mine, I thought I would have wasted a lot of good years. But that isn't the case. They say that apparently life really starts at the age of 30. So I thought in your 20s, you could be taking the time getting into these multiple careers, multiple jobs, and seeing which one you most vibe with. But talking on how I was most recently, before I decided on what I wanted to do, most recently when I was torn between career A and career B, I felt like if that job was meant for me, I should go for it. Yes, there's a low probability of getting into the job. Yes, you won't really be making that much at the beginning when you have this job, but this job is the one to bring the most out of you, the best out of you. Imagine having another job where you're able to survive, yes, but you're living someone else's life, someone else's choices. Most of the time, yes, you will be told to do this because it's the safest way of living, but then at the end of the day, you're just living with someone else's choices, living according to someone else's life. If you feel like you should do the job, if you feel like you're meant for the job, built for the job, you feel like the job's gonna bring the best out of you, I suggest go for it, 100%. And if you don't get into it the first time, try again until you get into it. We have all the time. Sure, it won't be an easy thing to do, but then again, in this world, nothing is meant to be easy, and it's much more satisfying and it's much more relieving to you once you fought for that job and you got it. Once you fought for that career, whatever it is, and you got it, it's much more satisfying. Because here's something that I recently learned: what easily comes can easily go. Once you fought for it, yes, there's a low probability of it staying. I mean, there's a low probability of you getting into it, but once you get it, there's a low probability of you getting out of it again. Because once again, what I recently learned: what easily comes goes, and what doesn't easily come doesn't easily go. So I personally think it's better to shoot that shot, go for the career, whatever it is that you're trying to get, than to go for the safe route and regret not going for what you essentially wanted to get. So yeah, this is something that I recently experienced. This is something I recently learned, figured out, and it's taking a while to stick. So I hope I don't fall back on what I'm actually saying now. But yeah, I hope this sketch and rant has sort of given you an idea what you want to become. I hope you feel a little bit inspired on the actions you should take to getting your future career, to becoming what you want to become in the future, or even to tackling how to decide what you want to become if you're not certain on what you want to become right now. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this sketch and rant. Make sure to check out my other sketch and rants as well. And if you have any topics that you would like for me to talk on as well in these sketch and rants, just pop them down in the comment section, and I'ma choose which one I like best. Make sure to drop a like and make sure to hit the subscribe button to join the Double Empire. Remember, I'm trying to build that community up, trying to get to 400 subscribers, so I'd appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button and share the sketch and rant with other people so that they can also hit the subscribe button as well. God bless, and until next time, double them out.